Well, good evening. I'm hoping very much that you can hear me. The microphone should be on and all systems should be go. If you can't, please comment and then at least I will know. Well, welcome to our service this evening. It's been a while since we did anything like this, Cathy and I, but we felt that perhaps this was the right time. Oh, great. Yes, can hear you. Thank you very much, Julie. Thank you.
Yes, there's one person.
Yes. And we're going to open with a prayer, which is the usual thing for a spiritualist service. And then good evening to everybody. And I'll have to. You'll have to take it as read that we'll notice that you're there. It's almost like a sort of a roll call down here, and hopefully there'll be a good roll call yonder, as the old gospel tune says. And hopefully those we love in the spirit world will all be gathering around this time and joining us for some upliftment and some spiritualist philosophy and some messages from spirit, because that's the bedrock of spiritualism. Well, before we go any further into this, I'd like to open with a prayer, of course, because that's also, as we know, a lovely protection. All of us workers for the light always invoke that light, the great spirit of light, and work within that wonderful circle of light. And in that way, we do not have to be afraid of anything out there that means us harm or of a negative input. So let's close our eyes and Fifi, Barbara and her Maltese and Teddy. Oh, lovely. Right, so let's pray. Let's have a pray. Let's send our thoughts up together. So do close your eyes, just relax. Put the cares and worries of the day away from you as we ask, Great Spirit of light and love, be near us this eve. Help us to live our lives in the best way possible, to appreciate everything that we have, and to understand that we have signs and wonders all around us if we just open our eyes and ears to them on a spiritual level. We ask that all our loved ones in spirit gather with us this evening, and we send our love out to them, all those who we've loved down here and have now gone on to pastures new in the heavenly realms. And we ask that some of them may make their presence felt tonight as we seek communication from loved ones in spirit. And we ask that this service, dear Lord, be in thy care and keeping. Amen. There. So, what we're going to do is greet everybody. Hello, everybody. Everybody. And hello again, Andrea. And to everybody. It's so lovely that you could join us this evening. And I know that we often have fun, and we recently put up a New Year's Eve pretend mediumship demonstration that we did 3 years ago, Cathy and I. And there was a little bit of a worry that perhaps we were going to do the same thing again tonight. But in actual fact, this is a serious side of our work, and where we hope that you will find comfort in the fact that we do live on after we shuffle off this mortal coil. And we don't just promise people eternal life if they do ABC or perform XYZ rituals and ceremonials. We can tell them that just because you were born into this life, you will continue when you pass from this particular earth life to the next stage in your spiritual development, into spirit itself, which is where you came from. And this is just a fact. So we hope to prove that to you tonight by bringing you some good evidence of survival. And as I said, this is what spiritualism, of course, is based upon. And it isn't either some sort of august personage that vouchsafes all this information to us. Just everybody like you and me, ordinary individuals who have lived their lives down here in the ordinary way and have passed over to the spirit world from where they came, and their personalities survive. They have all that experience of the earthly life. They've experienced the pains and the pleasures of life, and they are able to comfort their loved ones who they've left behind. And even those who have gone over too soon are able to grow and expand in the world of spirit as they would have done had they been down here, albeit on a different time scale, because eternity is a very long time, and we are all here for eternity. Now, what I'd like to wish you is, of course, a very happy and healthy and hopeful new year. And tonight we look forward to a better tomorrow. But we should do that every day, because when God made the world, he made the day, and then the night, and then the day again. There were no numbers to it. Although the calendar, the old Hebrew calendar, started 5,781 years ago, the countdown started, or the count up. So that's a very long time since that first day was counted. And each year, the human race has marked the that milestone, if you like, in its existence. But the fact is that every day is important. Every day and every tomorrow is to be hoped for, because you get a second chance. Every day you do what you have to do. You suffer or you enjoy according to your life's circumstances. And then you have the night time, and the following day we all get a second chance to have a better day than the one before, if it was a bad one. And if it turns out to be not such a good day, again we can look forward. We must always look forward. And St. Paul himself was very adamant in his teachings that we should all have hope, and that we should not despair, because to despair is actually to insult our Creator. In the same way, perhaps, that we should not disrespect our parents, our begetters, because in the same way they gave us life, and we should treasure that life that we get, and all its ups and downs. And Shakespeare, as of course we know, was a very good medium. All the good artists and writers were, of course, are. And he said that we are all heir to all the ills that flesh is heir to. And this is so true, isn't it? But we can get over all of it. And when we go to spirit, we're all absolutely perfect. All the aches and pains have gone. All the disfigurements, all the physical difficulties have gone, and we are just free of all of that. And we are free to live on in spirit, as perfect as you could possibly imagine. And those who have been badly disabled and disfigured in this life will find themselves made perfect again in the next. So there. Now, the other thing that I wanted to say to you this evening was that to go back to the beginning, as it were, mediumship. And that is what our religion is based upon. Yes, we have all the philosophy. We just treated to a little bit of it. But at the same time, that came from mediumship. That came from the wrappings of an individual in spirit, an ordinary man who made himself known by making a very great noise indeed one night. Well, he was making a noise before that, but this particular night, the Fox sisters and their mama, well, two of them, because one of them was away for the night. She was very disturbed by the noises, you see, and the father was also away. So the two sisters and mother were there. And the two sisters decided, were prompted, to ask this, the noisemaker, if he could hear them, to communicate through an alphabetic banging. And of course, Morse code had just been invented, you see. So this is how it was worked out. The sisters were clever and they knew about Morse code, obviously. And they thought they would just tap out, letters. And if the person, they called him Mr. Splitfoot, could answer them. And by this means, the girls and their mum found out that this was indeed a gentleman who'd been a peddler, a commercial traveller, who'd been murdered in that house, and he'd been buried in the cellar along with his tin box and a few bits and pieces. He'd been robbed, basically. So there we are. And at some time later, when it was dug up, they did indeed find traces of this poor chap and his tin box. So there we are, you see. But that's what started spiritualism, would you believe? That was in America in 1848. Here we are now in 2020, verging on 2021, talking about something that actually was so amazing that it started off this whole train of events. And here we are talking to you this evening about it. So you see, he wasn't some great thinker, but in fact, he paved the way. He was the artisan, he was the labourer, if you like, who was sent ahead. He was sent ahead, like John was sent ahead of Jesus, like, people were sent ahead of great prophets. And here we are. He was sent ahead, paved the way for all the wonderful guides and helpers that we've had come through ever since. And very quickly they came through too. He was the labourer who dug the tunnel for them from that life to this one, and we've been using it ever since. Now, I know that some people, oh, Joanne, Bruno, hello everybody. Now, in case, I think everybody knows who we are. If people are actually logging on, perhaps for the first time, I'm Lynn Gibb-de. This is my partner, Cathy Gibb-de, and we're both mediums. And Cathy actually didn't particularly want to be at the time, but I got into this way of life, and Cathy was sort of quite puzzled about it, but she thought, oh well, I'll indulge her, as she does and did. And then she sat in circle, and she sat in circle with me, as we call our development groups, for something like 17 years, and developed her own mediumship. And a very fine medium too, if I may say so.
Aged very well.
I'm not talking about our age. I'm not saying how long ago that 17 years was done either. But now the fact is this, that we would love to we would love to bring spirit through for some of you watching. And somebody said to us today that they were a bit concerned because they didn't want their face to show. Well, of course, there are these little things here, which I presume you can sort of bring people on, but I've got no idea how one uses them anyway. And this is sort of the old-fashioned way, really, because if you're in a church, and you go to a spiritualist church service, which I hope that all of you will do once the churches are up and running again and open, and we can all sit around with each other again. There are no spiritualist church services I know that actually invite recipients of messages and communications to come up and join them on the platform. That only happens on television programs, I think. So I don't think that actually, seeing anybody, because the other thing is that if you're in a church, it seems very rude, doesn't it, to sort of swivel around and stare at somebody who's being given a message. So therefore, you probably never see the person until you sort of maybe file out afterwards and go and have a cup of tea and somebody's talking about it. Oh, you've got a message. Oh, really? But you wouldn't actually see them. So not to worry about that. And the other thing is that although we can't see you, spirit can. And those who love us in the world of spirit can see you, and they can talk to us just the same, and we will get whatever we can for you. Now, Cathy is very good at psychometry, and what that is holding objects that belong to a person and picking up the emanations from that, and also getting a link from a spirit person through that. And we thought that it would be very interesting to do it like this, where somebody would say perhaps on the comment what they're holding in their hand, and Cathy would then link in with that and give a distant psychometric reading.
You're so kind. This is the first time we ever done this.
Yeah, it is. But you see, there's a first time for everything. This is the point. So if there's anybody who would like Cathy to practice some psychometry on them at a distance, please say if you have something like a chain or a ring or something like that, a watch, as Cathy says, and if you hold it in your hand, Cathy will link into that and give you a reading, and then I will link into the person as well, and so it could be a very interesting evening. So who would like a psychometry? Julie Hilton said, right, so look, I've got Julie Hilton, I would love to. So would you like to do a reading for Julie?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So Julie Hilton, Cathy says she'll link in with you. So would you like to tell us, oh dear, would you like to tell us what you have in your hand? So Julie Hilton,
and people
come on now.
People will say you should say what she's got in her hand.
Oh no, that's rubbish. No, we're not a musical act, for heaven's sake.
I can sing.
No. So Julie, will you please hold something? Oh, there's another lady here who's already on something. Hang on, Linda Marie Walden. We will get to you, but Julie said that she would. So Julie, can you tell Cathy what you've got in your hand? Julie, right, thanks. I'm holding an hold on, I'll put that up. She says, thanks, I'm holding an angel ornament. Now I'll leave her picture there, and Cathy will link in and we'll start.
What I got first of all was somebody who suffers from their nerves. I got like the solar plexus is where you pick up emanations and you feel you're very feeling person, but you also suffer from your stomach quite badly. You suffer from nerves. So that's the first thing I got. Also, I got a huge blank screen. I feel that in life you're actually moving on. You're actually from the past, like we're going into 2021, that you've actually put things behind you now. They're telling me from spirit that you really should put things behind you, and they should be in sections. They should be in boxes where you keep looking at certain things, like what happened to me, what happened to my life. And I got this blank screen, and I feel that they want to rewrite your life. Like you've moved back, you leave things behind, and you should be moving forward. That's what I feel. But please watch from your stomach. I've got lots of anxiety, nervousness. You have that outgoing personality, but inside you are a bundle of nerves, I'm getting. And they're very concerned about that. Also, your food intake, they're quite concerned about that. And you want to move forward, I feel. You feel obviously 2020 has been terrible for all of us, but it's got to you really quite badly, and you're a very family orientated person. Can you take any of this? Well, I mean, not take it, but I feel
yes,
that I feel very much so that you can actually.
Julie is saying yes,
Good.
Completely true.
Good. And they just want to, you're very family orientated, but there's a certain person within your family that you're quite concerned about, and they're telling you not to, because that's where all the worry is becoming. It's eating you up, and they're telling you, let go, let them move on, let them mature. I feel that this person is very close to you. It could be a son, or it's very somebody that you've probably nurtured, you probably haven't let go, and they're telling me you have to do that now. But everything is good. Stop worrying. Things will happen for you, and look forward. That's what I get. And
thank you very much. Now, Julia suggests you can take all of this.
Good.
So God bless you,
Thank
Julie.
you.
That's good. I did get a lady who came very close to you at this time, and I feel very grandmotherly with her. And I feel that she had some problems with. Hold on, I'll just hide that. That she had problems with her food and drink.
Exactly, the stomach
yeah, but this is a lady that's passed over. In fact,
but also through her.
yeah. So of course, what Cathy is reminding me is that she picked up problems in that area for you, but this lady, as I say, comes through with a great deal of love for you at this time. This was a special time of year for her. I get December for an anniversary, in fact. So I'll give you that, Julie. I also feel with this lady that she had problems with her head before she passed over as well. And she may have had headaches, actually, and it may have been something that you would have known about. But she just comes through to say that there she was, pushing Cathy to give you all this information, and she wants some of the credit for it. There you are.
I get the name of June. It could be the month or the actual name. That's very significant.
Yes. Hold on. We've got yes, absolutely. So yes.
And she is obviously close to you, and that person coming through was your mum, because she's saying to move forward and think of her. You think of her all the time, and you're very like her, in fact, and sending lots of love, of course.
And not forgetting her grandmother, who is also very close to her.
Yes.
And wants to be remembered.
Yes.
So there is that okay for you, Julie? I'm sure that's okay. Well, so we can't do more than that for you at this time, because we need to move on to the next person. And there's somebody here. Now, where Heart Crystal? Would you like to read for that person? Oh, wait a minute. That's Nicola Jane Briggs. Oh, sorry, Nicola.
Well, what I
there. a heart crystal.
Yeah, okay. What I was getting is that I'm feeling through my hand. Somebody's rubbing my hand very forcefully, and I feel that it's obviously significant because somebody obviously is holding your hand and guiding you, but they're also moving it, meaning about money going through your hands, and they're telling you, come on, you have to count the pennies now. I know it's we like to spend on people, but I feel that they want to look after you. And what I also did get is like fire. I mean, this is somebody who's very, you know, burning with fire, meaning you have to watch yourself, because I think you throw yourself into a situation and you can't get out. So this fire is literally burning, but it's also keeping you warm, because I feel that you also experience and feel spirit. And when you get the shivers, there's somebody that comes through that wants to impose themselves on you and say, yes, you know, not to, as the other lady, not to worry. I mean, we're in difficult times, but I feel the money situation is very drastic. But they're saying to hold on to it. They'll make sure that your finances are sorted out, and that you also have, I feel, circulation problems with your hands, hence the fire. Obviously, counting your pennies, you're very worried about that, but they're going to look after you. They'll make sure that you are looked after. You know, that's your reassurance. And they once again, not to be afraid. You're like worrying all the time, where I'm going to get this, where I'm going to that. But spirit are going to make sure that you will be okay. That's what you need to know. They're telling me everything's going to be all right. There's certain situations in your life that you perhaps can't handle, and it's like burning. You're thinking, oh, I can't touch that, you know, and to leave the situation well alone, because it will sort itself out. Can you take this? Can you take any of that? Anyway, that's what I get. You see, what we tend to do, what we're taught, is we get what we give, right? And we give it out. And you will look later if you can't take that. But I feel it's very important that you should know everything's going to be all right, and to not worry all the time. But this money situation and your hands and circulation, you really have to look after yourself. You are the important person, because you're a giving person, and you tend to give out rather than receive. That's what they're telling me, and to look after yourself. That's what I get.
Thank you very, very much. I've got to try and keep track of everything that's going on here. Not terribly good at this. Nicola Jane Briggs says, I'm holding a bracelet.
Yeah, a bracelet is very significant. It's like the link with your family. You're very family orientated, and you keep that very close to you. In fact, you never usually take it off. So, you know, by actually breaking the chain, you know, that's like a significant thing. That chain won't be broken, and you're a very strong person. I actually know a bit about you, Nicola, but you've had to work jolly hard. And spirit are amazed of how you got through, and how you're still continuing to get through. And your family is so important. And somebody's blowing a kiss and saying thank you for always being there for me, because you're like, literally, like that lady was holding it, you're like an angel, you know. And you've had to shoulder so much burden, but it's spirit are relieving you from that. And healing is very important. I don't know if you do healing, but you should. You have healing hands, and obviously within your family, that is what your role is, I feel, is for healing. And blue is very significant. If you don't wear it, you should do. Blue is for healing. And just, you know, don't be in that confined space that sometimes you think, I can't go on, because spirit are making sure that you do go on. And look ahead, don't look back, as I got from that other lady. You know, space is very important. Have your own space out there, telling me, because when you're channeling, obviously spirit will come through and help you, because sometimes you're thinking you're beside yourself, but you can link in, and your helpers, you've got really good guides, will take you into that space that you can actually deal with the situation that you have within you. But you're a good person. Don't knock yourself. You've done amazing stuff, and you will continue to spiritually guide other people as well, because what you've gone through is just amazing to have actually gone through it and have those healing hands, which you do have.
Thank you very much. Nicola said she can take all this. She can
God bless.
take it all.
God bless you, Nicola. If you want to go.
Right. That's good.
Good.
Now, I was wanting to have a quick word with Chelsea, because we spoke earlier today, just briefly. We just touched on this service because she was doing other things, and she mentioned to me of a sister who only survived a little while, and I was very touched by that. And I know that many of us wonder what happens when babies leave the earth plane who've only been here a little while. Indeed, some never actually take a breath before they go back. But the fact is that I wanted to say to Chelsea more about that, because I felt that I'd be able to get some information about her sister for her. And I was very much prompted just before, while Cathy was speaking, to actually ask for a contact. And I know there are some people who say, well, you can't ask for a message, you can't ask people. Well, you can ask. Doesn't mean to say they'll always give you a contact or come through, but you can certainly ask. And that's what I did. And I do have straight away what happened. There was a constriction of the tubes here that I think that Chelsea would be able perhaps just to be very careful, Chelsea, to perhaps inquire. But certainly there seemed to be a problem of breathing. So this is thank you. So this lovely girl in spirit is actually giving me that discomfort. It's now taken away, but I will take a sip. Thank you. And to let you know that she looks very similar to you, but she's laughing and saying, but of course, younger. And she's sort of quite a show-off in her way. She has a rather more extrovert personality, perhaps, I would say, than you come across as having. And she sent her love, and she's talking about being very interested in the in your activities, in your physical activities, because she likes to run with you. So there you are. So you may have that feeling when you're running that you actually have somebody there, and she just says that now and again she will join you, because the love is there and it's never died. And also the love for parents is there, and that's never gone away either. And I just wanted to let you know that, Chelsea. So I don't know if you're watching this now, or oh, there you are, Chelsea. There. Now I've hidden you because you did. I remember now what I'm being told by your sister is she didn't want to be shown.
Nice,
well, you can trust me, can't you? But yes, I also felt that there was a very grandmotherly presence here, and very cuddly feeling with her. And I know that, yes, I know. She's talking about all the different shoes that you're going through. And, you know, she's saying, well, you know, you got one pair of shoes for one thing and another pair of shoes for another thing. And that was it. And a pair of Wellington boots for muddy days and that was it. So she's rather amazed at all these shoes that you're going through. And she says, well, you know, but your feet are very good, she says, considering everything. And her feet weren't so good there. So I'm hoping that will I'll put you up, I don't mind, LOL. But certainly her feet were not of the essence, I would say. And it was a very, very unhappy time for everybody when she was unwell. And she just wants you to know that she's perfectly well now, and she's doing a twirl. So I feel that she would have been a lady who liked to have a nice time, and she would have enjoyed an outing. And she says, you know, this would be really awful now, where nobody can go anywhere or enjoy themselves, you know, because she was a very sociable kind of person. And she says, you know, that you yourself have juggled very well all your domestic tasks. And she's very admiring of you for being able to do all that, because she says you're like a domestic goddess. She's saying that she was very good at all the domestic tasks herself, and she's so glad that you're able to handle everything, and also to be able to have some interest outside of the home, because that was unusual, really. In her time, when children were small, you didn't get a chance to actually go out on your own at all. It was frowned upon, apparently. So there we are. So just to say that there's a lot of love for you, and she's actually showing me. She's showing me some kind of fruit juice that she says is very good for you, that you should be having. I don't like fruit juice myself, but it looks like that sort of cranberry stuff, you know, that sort of colour. It might even be blackcurrant if you're lucky. But certainly she's saying, you know, look after yourself, and she's there, and not to be so picky with your eating, whatever that means.
Also, I get October for you, Chelsea. That's a significant month in January. Yeah. And I get also roses have come through, pink roses. That's obviously for love. And love is coming, obviously, to you, Chelsea, because what you've done has just been amazing. So that's what I'd like to say.
So, Chelsea, does that make sense to you, so that people know?
You see your face again.
Chelsea, you've gone silent.
She's probably helping the kids out, I would think.
Well, anyway, so I hope that you enjoyed that little contact, and it's cheered you. Now, I think, who else wants to think here? This is quite interesting. Somebody's saying a nice purple cat could go nicely with that angel healer Michael clothes. What? It's a nice colour. Okay. Now let me see. Samantha. Right. I'm holding a brooch.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, okay. Is that okay, Cathy?
Yeah, yeah. The brooch is from Heartfelt. I feel it's from maybe heartache, but now it's been mended. It's a very important thing that it's a brooch that you like to wear, and I feel that you wear it by your heart. It's very significant. It's like you have a heart of gold. You've gone also through so much, but you've come out, especially in this way of life, they're telling me a better person. You've always been a good person, but you've had certain things that happen in your life. They haven't always been good. And as spirits say, our pathways are made for us. We don't necessarily take the right pathway, but you're finding your right pathway. You're a very giving person. I've got something that I also want to give you. It's like they're throwing. It's like, in fact, it's like throwing a dice. I think there's something that maybe gambling or something you want to do, but you're a bit uncertain about. Throw the dice, as they say, and see what happens, because you're not a chancer. And they're thinking, because you found your way through this way of life, that go on, have a go, have a try, because you're very reserved on letting yourself go and maybe going in different avenues. But they want you to try, live a little, I think they're telling me. Don't be restrained or restricted. I get the name of April, not only the name, but the month. January is very significant, and so is December, of course, which we're going through. You like Christmas time. It's very uplifting. We've gone through very difficult times, but I think this way of life has lifted you up, and especially for your family. You're very family orientated. You've been there all the time for them, and Spirit wants to lift you up. And like, I think that was your sister, to lift you up and plonked you in your own sort of healing bubble, shall I say. And there is time for you, not for everybody else. And animals are very important. I got a doggy coming through, and he's wagging his tail. He's going very quick, by the way. He's gone in and out and in and out. And it's a bit like you, keep rushing and, you know, the tongue hanging out. Oh, I've had enough, do you know what I mean? But Spirit wants to give you that energy, that boost to keep you going. And thank you for all that you've done. They're telling me you've been literally an angel and a saint. So they're giving me blowing kisses to you. I get roses again, very important to you. Smell, as they say, they're saying go out and smell the roses. I don't know if that's a significant sign for you in a message. So they're saying God bless and keep going.
Thank you so much, Cathy. We haven't had anything back from Sam yet that I can see.
All right.
But you know, I would like to also add that I had a gentleman here who came in for, now I know Samantha, your daughter, and the gentleman came in very much for her. Before he passed over, he was always thought of as the strong man in the family, and he was very strong-minded, and he had a physical strength, and it was all a bit of a shock when he went. But he's come through because he says that there are some significant changes going on for Hannah, and there's going to be a lot of improvement. There you are, and you've got a thanks there, Samantha.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of improvement in Hannah's life, and there's been a little bit of sadness on your part and worry, but he is there, and he's saying he's actually can see further than you can, and he can see some very good things coming along for Hannah, and she's also going to be able to branch out a little and do some more activities that you would never have thought possible. And this coming year is going to be very significant for her. And he says that he's going to be there every step of the way, you know, and there are going to be these improvements that you've been wanting, and he's so glad that you never gave up, And he's saying this is what he was like. He was so strong, and Hannah herself has got this inner core of strength that it's commensurate, he says, with the outward feelings of that she may have weaknesses in some area, but he says she's actually as strong as a rock there, and he's there with her, and every step of the way, he says again. And there are going to be these improvements, and there's so much love coming through for all of you. And he's saying, good girl, good girl. So there, I'll leave you with that. Say God bless you. Thank you. Let's say God bless to him as well. Now, where are we? we're at quarter. Yeah, we're at 1:45. So we have to, you know. All right. Oh, that's great. Oh.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. He was absolutely adamant about all that. Yeah, that's great. Right. So now we have a friend here who's saying that praying, there is something for me. Well, Lynn, would you like to start the ball rolling?
I will. Our little doggies come to us at this moment, and I feel you're very family orientated as well as animals, and you give so much, and they want the person who's come through is just saying, literally, you have everything that's going for you, not to feel that you don't give in, they're telling me, because you have everything. You have a really soulful person, you know, don't give up. These are difficult times for everybody. Reading is very important. When we go through difficult times, we're taught ourselves as mediums that you can get your message in a book. Just open a book and there's a message for you. So if you're thinking, right, I need to do something for myself, and you feel hopeless and helpless, pick up a book. It can be anything. We have God Calling book, which was written by 2 women, and that will give you the message that you're looking for. It's very, very important for you to know. And don't lose your voice. You feel that I'm struggling here, but spirit are with you. The people over the other side that you have lost, you feel, oh, I can't cope with it anymore.
Parents. Parents.
I can't cope with this. But they're coming through to say, we are here. You actually sense healing people around you, but you don't. You're not linking in. In fact, I'm choking up here. Lynn's been coughing. I've got somebody who's really suffering from their throat. And
I think they've already passed over with it, actually. It would have killed them.
And I think it's smoking, to do with smoking. I'm really choking here. I've never been a smoker, but it actually gets you by the throat.
Lynn, do you want to say, for everybody's interest,
literally,
whether
this is from speaking?
You can take this person. I mean, it's. I know that we've got parents here for you, but certainly
it's like you're losing your voice, but you haven't. You're not losing your voice.
Coughing away there.
This is maybe also you're stopped from talking, and they're asking you, "Come on, get it out." You know, share. You know, it's important to get your feelings and how you feel out. Don't be isolated. Don't feel I can't cope, because I feel it's your parents. Somebody is obviously coming forward, choking me actually, and it's like choking you, but they want you to get your words out, to be positive, and they are there to support you. Don't feel you have nobody around you, because that spirit are very aware of what you're going through, and they're trying to lift you up, lift you up from what you're suffering from, and they're giving you healing. Healing's very important. As they say, we might be cooped up because of COVID. Go out there, open the door, and literally, be there amongst, wherever you are. We can enjoy what's around us, and they're telling me you don't do that. You really have to get yourself out. Just step out the door and just breathe in, because I feel that you feel pretty isolated and perhaps very claustrophobic, but spirit are helping you, lifting you, and this person's moving you actually to move on, to move forward. I wonder if you can take that. Well, they're giving me that anyway. So
yeah. Oh, Lynn says, I know who it is. That's good. The main thing is that we recognise who the people are who come through for us at these times, and that we can satisfy ourselves that they are indeed looking after us, and they're still there pouring out their love for us and able to get that through and get that message through to us that they're able to speak with us at times like these.
And they're drying your eyes as well. No more crying now. They're actually drying your eyes.
Oh, that's really sweet, isn't it? So,
you know,
and I feel also that people that knew you when you were a young child as well are here, wanting to look after you still. And they're saying that sometimes you have a bad time at night. We can't say too much because this is a public demonstration, but they're saying that, you know, that they want to comfort you and get you to feel safe like you did when you were a child. And you know, they're showing they're showing sort of like the sort of thing we used to get at school dinners, puddings, you know, sort of like, it looks like a sort of a pink sponge. We wouldn't like it now, would we?
Oh, I used to
pink
like
sponge
puddings at
I can
school.
see pink,
We used to
pink
have
sponge.
buffalo sponge. There's no buffalo in it.
But they're showing me this pink sponge and custard, and you know, so Lynn, this is for you, sort of comfort food, and just to say that, you know, your family are there and looking after you, and they're talking about this weather as well, and mentioning about the you know, the sort of postcard look of it, and I'm seeing an old tin, an old-fashioned tin with an old coaching scene on it, and this is a memory link for you, that you used to like looking at. It looks like a sort of you know, old-fashioned shop window, and oh look, that met Granton school dinner. Oh, there you are then. And obviously you must have enjoyed that, Lynn, because they want to sort of give you that, to sort of cheer you and to comfort you. And this tin, she's just bringing this in. This lady's bringing this tin again. I think there was buttons in it or something. No, this wasn't a tobacco tin. This looked like a sweetie tin or a biscuit one. You know, like with a sort of a winter scene on it, with a coach and horses or something, and you know, sort of chocolatey box thing, but a tin. And I think it looks as if it had things in it like buttons and things. So there you are, Lynn. And also memories of. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Of course, I know. Well, the fact is that Lynn comes from the same part of the world as me, and they're showing me Streatham Common, and there would have been walks over that, and they're also showing me now. Interestingly, they're showing me Tooting Bec. So there you are, Lynn. Oh, buttons. Yes, it was. Yeah, buttons. I think I said it was buttons. I did. Yes, buttons. Yes, yes. Well, we always like it when we get
and
things
buttons
right.
Was in the panto as well. Buttons.
Yeah, buttons in the panto's got nothing to do with it.
Oh, I don't know.
No. I think we're going to stop this soon because I can feel it's going to get out of hand, and Cathy is going to get a bit too jolly.
Yes, and that's with no drink.
And
only water. All right.
A different kind of spirit you see tonight. What I wanted to do as well. I hope that you've enjoyed that contact, Lynn, and know that your lovely family are with you, especially at this time, because you've been a bit down. I won't go into that, but it's private. But you know, there's been it's been a bad time for you, and they just want you to know that you know, everything that they were to you, they are still, and everything you are to them, everything you were to them, you are still. So I'll say God bless you, and I'll say God bless to everybody, because you know, we are really coming to the end of our time. And Chloe Louise Rose, guidance. Fact is, we can all receive guidance. Now, I'm not talking about going to a pack of cards and looking in that, or anything else to see the way forward or anything else. Guidance from spirit. If we sit quiet, if we just sit quiet, and Cathy mentioned it before, we can actually get a nice book. Now, this one I've picked up here is the little blue hymn book. This is the New Spiritualist Society, as it was before. We said New Christian Spiritualist Society, little blue hymn book, with a little bit of writing in it from me and produced by Reverend Nick Brown. Now, this is something where we could get a message, guidance, and I think this is the time now when we would like some guidance. We can ask for some guidance for all of us, and just this little simple hymn book. So there's not going to be anything highfalutin or anything, but I shall hold it like this and I'll say, please, please, dear friends and helpers and family in spirit, we would like something for all of us here who are gathered here. And I open it up and I'm going to get this. And fancy that, it's open my eyes that I may see glimpses of truth thou hast for me. Place in my hands the wonderful key that shall unclasp and set me free. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my eyes, illumine me, Spirit divine. Open my ears that I may hear voices of truth thou sendest clear. And while the wave notes fall on my ear, everything false will disappear.
All together now.
Open my eyes that I may see glimpses of truth thou hast for me. Place in my hands the wonderful key that shall unclasp and set me free.
Get that one.
Because we sang the first verse again.
Yes, we did.
Spirit made us do that instead of
again.
Silently now I wait for thee.
All together now.
Ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my eyes, illumine me, Spirit divine. There. God bless you and keep you safe and keep you healthy. And if you're suffering with ill health at the moment, that it will improve. Always ask for healing. You will get it. And comfort, and there's this eternal hope that things will get better. So I wish you, all of you, a very happy new year from me.
Yes, and from her and from me.
Yes. And
happy new year and a better 2021.
Yes. And I hope very much that you'll all join us again, because we ought to do this again, I think. If we get a vote, we'll do it again. And perhaps, next week in the new year, we'll all meet up again and we'll do the same again, because it does seem that this distant psychometry really works. I'm glad I was told to try that one. So I'll say God bless to all of you. And, it was just so nice, and I hope, thank you, Nicola.
There's our little dog.
And Cathy has to bring the dog, and she got plenty of healing as well. And I'll say God bless to you all, and have a very happy and healthy new year. And we'll see you, please God, next year.
Yes, next year. Another year older, possibly wiser, but God bless everybody.
Yeah, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.